everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a quick shoe haul and I'm going to tell you exactly what I looked for when I picked up these shoes. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first pair of shoes that I'm going to show you are these Soul Society shoes, and they're these beautiful color. They have this little braiding in the front, and then there's beautiful like blue suede. Now, when I looked at these shoes, I made sure there was no imperfections in the suede, like rips, tears, stains, things like that. Certain things that I can't pick up, clean off. And I made sure that the buckles still were able to be used. I made sure that the bottoms were nice and that these little heel grips were in place. Now, if a heel grip is missing, that's really no problem. You can actually replace them, but sometimes the hole where it goes inside of is too damaged for you to even try to fix it. That's up to you though. You can fix it or not, or you can make a note of it in the listing. Some people don't care, some people will. So picked these up. The next shoes that I picked up are these Aerosoles heel rest little cage strap type shoes. These are beautiful. I made sure that on the leather here that there was no breaking, no scuffs, nothing that, again, I couldn't get out, and that the zippers in the back closed and pulled down, because even though sometimes they're up, sometimes you might have a hard time pulling them down. You realize once you're listing them that they get stuck and you can't open it, and then you break it, and that's the end of it. And of course, I made sure that the rubber bottoms here still had a good amount of grip. So that's what I looked for. Picked up these Jessica Simpson. Now, Jessica Simpson does sell for some people. Sometimes it doesn't. It depends on the style. It depends on all of that. So you have to be very careful when it comes to Jessica Simpson. These I picked up because they had the tortoise shell type thing on them. I love that style. My glasses here are tortoise shell. Tortoise shell, I feel like, never goes out of style. So I also made sure that the inside of these straps weren't cracking. Again, that the buckles still were able to be used as buckles, and that the bottoms still had enough grip left in them, the rubber ones, so that they're not like sliding all over the place. I don't know why I did that, but I did it. And that the little heel grips were still in place. Next pair of shoes. Now, it's really important when you find shoes like this that if you see any kind of like scuffs or anything like that, that you are able to buff them out. You are able to get them out. A lot of the times you can't get some of them because they're stuck in there. Fortunately, these had 0 imperfections on the upper, so I don't have to worry about that. Picked up these Vince Camuto little cork wedge style. Yep, that's all I looked for really on these, is that they weren't like all screwed up. So they passed that test. Real simple, right? These next ones are Halogen shoes. They're like these cute little, like not Mary Jane. Oh man, I can't think of the name of these. But anyway, yeah. They're like Oxfords, right? I think that's what the front is. My brain is fried. But anyways, I made sure that this wasn't super cracked. It didn't have all sorts of imperfections, that the rubber bottom still had a lot of life left to them. These are in like fantastic condition. So the insides are really nice. Nothing's cracking. A little bit of cracking on the leather doesn't deter a lot of people. It's like a lot where you really can't fix it and they look really worn. That's where some people might be like, ew. These next shoes are these Cole Haan shoes. They kind of have like that little ballet flat front, but they have a wedge. They have a little bit of arch. So when I was looking at these are kind of these, you can bend them a little bit, and they have something on the bottom that helps them like stay, like the platform stay in place. I made sure that those two matched as far as like touching them as far as grip was concerned, and they're not like caved in or they're like broken. I did like the little shoe bend test just to make sure that these aren't rotting or anything, because they are in fantastic looking condition. Sometimes, you know, they say about things being too good to be true. When it comes to shoes, you want to really pay attention to what they look like on the inside, the outside, all that stuff. So yeah, so that's what I mostly looked for on those. These next shoes are these Naturalizer Espadrilles. And I mostly pick these up because espadrilles are always in season no matter what. They never really go out of style. I mean, not in season, but in season for the summer and the spring. People love espadrilles. They're very nice. You can wear them with off-the-shoulder dresses and cute little shorts and tank tops and stuff like that. And you make it look super, super cute. So I always pick up espadrilles if they're in great condition. These are in fantastic condition. Again, making sure that the buckles still have buckle to them, that the little straw, or not straw area, well, yeah, straw, I guess, area over here, the rope area, sorry, doesn't have like globs of glue just like looking all gross, making it look bad, or this isn't like pulled out to where it just looks terrible. It looks like it's gonna fall apart. And of course I made sure that the bottom was nice and still had a good amount of grip. And yeah, that's pretty much what I looked for on that one. Let's see. Ugh, getting old here. Picked up these Dolce Vita booties, and whenever it comes to booties, I always look immediately at the toe. And if there's too much wear on the toe, I put them back. Because that's just me. That's what I like to do. I think there's like right here, this just needs to be cleaned up. But there's not a whole bunch of wear that you can see on the toe. And these have double zippers, so I had to make sure that both zippers on both sides opened and closed. It does take a little bit of go just because they are kind of heavy, but they do open and close on both sides on both shoes. I made sure of that. Make sure that the bottoms, of course, still have life left to them. Some people don't care about the bottoms of the shoes. Others do. Myself, it depends on the brand of shoe. If it's more of a like vintage style, they will have more wear to them, but some people mostly look for the upper because bottoms of shoes are a little bit easier to fix than this part, and I've learned that just by listing shoes and all that stuff and doing a whole bunch of research on shoes. And of course I made sure that the inside isn't falling apart, peeling apart, anything like that, and is disgusting on the inside. Especially with booties, you want to make sure there's no surprises hiding in there. The last pair of women's shoes I picked up are these Aldo shoes, and I picked these up because they are these beautiful leopard print, like it looks like fur on the inside, like it, like they put like a glaze or a gloss or something over the fur, just like the brush strokes, the way that it's made. These are absolutely beautiful. I made sure there's no imperfections, no scuff marks, no stains, nothing on here that would really ruin the look of these shoes. This style of shoe I think is always in style because they are kind of like workwear shoes or girls' night out shoes or whatever the case may be, date night shoes. I made sure that the heel grip right here was still on there. And when I said that sometimes some shoes get a whole bunch of wear to them and some people don't care, this is what I'm talking about. Like you can see there's more wear on these shoes, but that's just because people walk. People walk everywhere, people do things. It depends on what you're walking on. Some people walk on cobblestone, some people walk on, cement, things like that. But I make sure that it's not like so far gone that the grip really isn't there. And then of course, because this type of material on the inside, it's like almost like a plastic material, tends to flake and fall off after a while, after a lot of heavy wear. I make sure that that's not going on in here where it's just like real bad and it's just about to fall off. So, and of course, check inside the shoe. You don't want any surprises. The next two pair of shoes that I'm going to show you are men's shoes. So I picked up these Puma men's shoes. And I picked them up because they're in fantastic condition. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They're really like new condition. So I picked these up, and when I look for men's shoes, I look for if they're going to last a long time, because it seems like men tend to not take care of their shoes, but they tend to hold on to their shoes longer than women do. Trixie, so my dog is moving the camera with her tail. Stop it. So anyway, they tend to hold on to their shoes longer, and I want to make sure that the person who purchases the shoes is paying for something that they are going to keep for a very long time. And then the last pair of shoes is another men's pair of shoes. These are like a canvas pair of shoes. Gosh. And these are a men's Cole Haan. They just lace up. They're a nice little canvas pair. I made sure that there's no stains on the canvas that I'm not going to be able to get out. It's a lot easier to get stains out of canvas than it is leather and all that other stuff. It's quicker, so the turnaround time to list these shoes is faster. But again, there was nothing wrong with them. They just need to be cleaned up a little bit here. Nothing, a little bit of a magic marker or a Clorox wipe can't fix, just depending. And of course, I made sure that there's nothing down here, like a lot of holes, because sometimes you'll find that people will step on things and it'll create a hole inside. And some people don't like that. And then, of course, I made sure that, you know, everything is nice in there. Now, the most important thing that I do look for when it comes to shoes is making sure that there's some sort of marking in the shoes. Shoe size, shoe style, anything like that. But most importantly, finding shoe size. Because in the beginning when I was sourcing shoes, I would find a pair that was a great brand and I wouldn't even think twice to look for the size. And 3 or 4 times I actually came home, like I said in the beginning, I came home and I couldn't find sizes in the shoes. So I had to do a little bit of detective work. I had to spend extra time. And for me, that really wasn't worth it because that cut into my time, that cut into my profits and all that stuff. So I try to make sure that when I'm sourcing shoes, they're in as close to great condition as possible. That way I don't have to do too much to them. Now, again, it's a preference. There are some shoes that I will absolutely see and absolutely see the potential in them. All they need is a real good soaking, real good cleaning, and I'll be doing other things while they're soaking. So it's not taking time out of my schedule to let them soak, to be cleaned. It's just, you know, they need to be cleaned. So either I clean them or the buyer cleans them, but they spend less on them. Do you get what I'm saying? So I really hope that was helpful. I mean, to me, it's pretty cut and dry. Shoes are one of the easiest, fastest. Good thing I said that right. One of the fastest things that you could possibly list. You don't really need to worry about doing too much to them. Just make sure that if they have buckle closure, that the buckle's closed. If they have like a Velcro type closure, that they're still able to be pulled apart correctly. If there's zippers, make sure that they zip up and they zip down and it isn't like where they get stuck. And yeah, just make sure that the outside looks great because sometimes some people won't care about the inside of the shoe. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.